Well, hello again, and welcome back to part 2 of the Superior Moss Farm tutorial. If you guys are just tuning in, you guys need to watch part 1. Go ahead and click the link up in the top right of the corner right there in the screen. I'll go ahead and put a link to part 1 of this tutorial. And if you guys are tuning back in from part 1, then welcome back and continue on. As you can see, I've duplicated everything on this side now. We have our piston tower right here. We have our bubble vader here. We have our downstream here for the empty shulker boxes, which we've linked up via water stream right here to this hopper. This hopper goes right into the empty shulker box storage for your shulker box loader. Same area that you linked up the other one to right here. These intersections right here are for other farms that you'd be running off of this farm. You can have the empty shulker boxes come back to this farm and get reloaded. And then down here we have our dropper system right here that gives full shulker boxes of bone meal, and it sends it off into the farm. So if we come back over here, we can break this, and you can see that the water does flow out all the way to that button. That's how you measure that to get that water stream there. For now, we can go ahead and leave that just like that. We can leave that flowing out just like so. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and come on over here. We're going to go ahead and get this linked up to that redstone block. Come right over to this redstone block right here and come underneath it with a temporary block and a sticky piston on the face of that one. You can go ahead and break that one. Grab your slime blocks and come out by 11 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Go ahead and place in a redstone block on the end of it. That should be your 12th block. Next, we need to come on down here. We need to break this piece of glass out and that piece of glass out, letting the water flow just like this. Go ahead and place in yourself a solid block right there. A solid block here won't do anything because it's just going to power that hopper. We do need to get to the dropper. And there's going to be more redstone on top of this one going in this direction and in this direction. So as you can see, those two finagle. So we need to go ahead and cut that off with a block right there. Go ahead and bring this redstone up to that area right there. Now, coming from this redstone right here, go ahead and grab yourself a redstone block, place it right there, 1 block away from that redstone, and bring out some slime blocks here, just like this. It should match up with your redstone block right there, and then go ahead and come up to the height of your redstone block, just like this. This redstone block, we need to go ahead and break that, and we're going to put a temporary block there to put our sticky piston in place, and we can go ahead and break 2 more blocks and put a redstone block 1 block away from that piston. So anytime that we go ahead and power that sticky piston, you should see that that redstone powers up. Go ahead and break that redstone block by retracting that slime, and then go ahead and come to this side of your redstone. We're going to go ahead and place in 3 temporary blocks right there. Go ahead and break these 2 out. Come down here and place yourself in a piston in a downwards position just like that, which should link up to your redstone dust just like this. Go ahead and place in a glass block there, a glass block there, a slime block beneath that one, and come underneath the ice and place in your redstone block right there with a sticky piston facing upwards right in front of it just like this. That should push that ice up, which will cut the water off. And now we need to come on down here. We need to come down by 3 temporary blocks just like this and 1 out to the side. Go ahead and break these 2 just like that and place in yourself a regular piston on top of that one. Go ahead and break that one underneath and then place some redstone dust on top of that. And now anytime you power this, you should see that the water starts to flow just like it does. There it is. And if you break it, it retracts. If you want to feed other farms with this bone meal farm, then go ahead and link that up with redstone to whatever intersection you want to. The intersections are going to do exactly the same type of piston deal that we've been building. So you can build 3 ways of intersections with the same piston setup. And basically what happens is whenever you have a farm that's calling for bone meal, it will send the bone meal in that direction. And when it's done, it'll close that off. And if another farm calls for bone meal, it'll go ahead and go in that direction, and so on and so forth. So if you are going to be feeding other farms with this bone meal farm, then go ahead and come over here to this piston. Go ahead and place in a couple temporary blocks right here. Go ahead and place in 3 blocks. You're going to go ahead and break those 2 out, and you're going to mirror everything you see on this side. We're going to place a piston in the downwards position right next to that and break that one out. As you can see, that links up to the redstone right here. Grab your glass blocks, place 1 there and 1 there, and just go ahead and do the exact same thing that you see on this side. We're going to grab our redstone block, put that underneath the ice, grab our sticky piston, we're going to put that under the ice in the upwards position just like that. That should push up and cut that water off. Then we need to come on down here with a couple temporary blocks. We need to go 1, 2, and 3 and out to the side by 1 underneath that redstone block. We need to go ahead and take these 2 temporary blocks out, grab our regular piston, place that in the upwards position. We can break that block out and put some redstone dust on top of that. And we can go ahead and test it. Let's go ahead and test to make sure it works. If we power this, you should see that the water flows, and when we depower it, it stops flowing. So anytime that a farm calls for water, you can see that it'll go ahead and trigger both of those, and the shulker box of bone meal will go in that direction. Once you have this completed, you're going to need to prime your system with 22 shulker boxes of bone meal. If you're building the 7-layer version, you need to go ahead and calculate how many hoppers and droppers you have to fill up. And the 7-layer version requires 22 shulker boxes to fill up all of those spaces. We do have the shulker box unloaders at the top, so we'll be utilizing those to fill up the farm. So go ahead and come on down to the bottom here. Go ahead and open up your barrel and throw in all 22 shulker boxes of bone meal. Go ahead and come up to the top of the farm, and we're going to test out our shulker box unloader. And I've actually made a little mistake over here on the side. We need to go ahead and break this piston out and throw in a redstone torch. Go ahead and break one slime block out and place a sticky piston facing downwards off that torch. You should see that it extends, and now that it's extended, it should tell the bone meal dropper down there that we need another shulker box of bone meal. And here shortly you should see that coming up, and it should go into the system. There it is. And now it's going to call for another shulker box of bone meal. So this dispenser right here will have one in it. And when that finally has one in it, there it is. It's coming down. And as you can see, now it'll turn off. Go ahead and come to this side and do the exact same thing. Break these sticky pistons and that slime block. Go ahead and place in your redstone torch and place a sticky piston in a downwards position. And it should do the same thing. You should get a shulker box of bone meal. Then it'll call for another shulker box, and it'll end up right in this dispenser. And as you can see, there's our shulker box of bone meal. That's going to get dispensed. There we go. And then we're going to get another shulker box of bone meal here soon. There's our next box of bone meal right there. And as you can see, now the farm is turned off. While your shulker boxes are unloading, go ahead and come down here to the bottom and go ahead and come to this piece of glass right here and go ahead and fill this whole area in with glass all the way up to the top. You're going to want the top of your glass to meet the top level of your glass at the very top farm, and then go ahead and come right here in the corner, go ahead and drop all the way back down, and go ahead and bring this glass wall up too. Once you've got that done on both sides, you are almost done with your farm. It's pretty much there. If you guys want to, you guys can take this glass and bring it over the top of your farm. You don't have to, but you guys can. It definitely makes it easier to work on in survival, especially if you got to do some redstone work around the back. But nonetheless, your farm is pretty much usable at this point. You can come on down here and go ahead and flick on your lever. Even if your bone meal isn't done all the way, it'll work on the lower levels wherever the bone meal has gotten to so far. And you can go ahead and turn it on, and you should see that everything's working as intended. It should go ahead and start processing the moss into stone, and then go and flushing the moss over the edge down into here, and you should see a giant waterfall of items coming down after it. That is so fun to watch. And as you can see, that's all coming over here and going right into our bone meal system. Make sure to double check your storage system. Make sure that the items are actually going into the hoppers, because this is a chunk border right here, and as you can see on my farm, none of the items are actually going into the hoppers, which this is because that's a funky chunk border for some reason. If this isn't working on yours, I'm actually kind of glad that this happened on camera so I could show you guys how to fix this. Make sure to turn off your farm. So to fix this, you are going to need to go ahead and remove your water source there. Go ahead and remove that. Go ahead and come over here and remove this glass and remove that water source as well. Go and get rid of that. Over here, we're going to need to go ahead and move our cactus over. So go ahead and get rid of these iron bars and move this cactus over. We'll go ahead and break that and put that there. Go ahead and get rid of this glass and get rid of this, get rid of all of this and that and the ice and the iron bars. When you get to this section, be sure to leave that glass block there where those items come in, and continue breaking everything else. So all that you should have left is just your hoppers like that. No glass, no iron bars, or nothing like that. So go ahead and break this chest right here. We're going to go ahead and bring this ice block out here like this. We're going to move our button out here to that area right there and bring this glass up to the hopper line. Go ahead and bring this glass around, bring that around here just like this. Go ahead and bring that all the way through to here just like that. Grab yourself a melon block where it interacts with this slime right here, or a glazed terracotta block, and go ahead and bring that all the way to your cactus, but don't break your cactus like I just did. And then go ahead and bring your glass over to this side and do the exact same thing. And when you're done with that side, go ahead and bring a piece on top and encase the whole thing. Once you're done, your glass should look like this. Go ahead and come on down here. We're going to add one more hopper to this side, so go ahead and place in a hopper there, a composter on top of that one right there. Go ahead and break this glass out and go ahead and place in yourself a hopper leading into the top of that composter. On top of here, go ahead and grab your water, go ahead and place that in right there, and go ahead and close this up. Wherever that water ends, go ahead and come on down here and break that hopper where the water stops, and go ahead and break that composter out as well. Go ahead and grab yourself a block and place it on top of that hopper, and then a piece of packed ice and place that right there. Go ahead and come on out right here and get back on top. You can break this piece of glass out right here, placing yourself a button, and then go ahead and grab yourself another water bucket and place that right there. And then close that up, and then you should see that that drains all the way out to the cactus. This is something that you should only have to do if you're having the same problem that I was. Otherwise, just leave it alone, because the other way is a lot better. But if it doesn't work that way, this way does work, and we're going to go ahead and test that right now. Go ahead and turn on your farm. Go ahead and let it run. Items are now starting to come down, and as you can see, they're going to go right in. And as these hoppers fill up, it'll continuously go over the next few hoppers, and it'll continuously keep on doing that over and over again until too many items get in here. Then it's actually reaching these hoppers. After some time, you'll see that the items do make it across that ice and make it into the water stream, and then continue into these hoppers over here. At this point, your farm's pretty much done. Go ahead and come over here and load this thing up with as many shulker boxes as you can really put in it. You can fill it all the way up to the top, and that thing will go ahead and continuously keep going. As you can see, we've already got a full dispenser full of full shulker boxes from the 22 that we primed it with, and those are going to go into here. We've got extras coming into that already, so go ahead and fill that all the way up. That'll continuously run and cycle through all of its shulker boxes. And yeah, that's pretty much the farm all done and dusted, guys. You guys have completed this. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the Superior Moss Farm. Look at this thing. This thing is an absolute beast behind us. That thing will definitely serve any server or realm that you have, and you'll get plenty of bone meal from this, I can assure you. And with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's tutorial, and if you did, smack the like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next tutorial. Take it easy, everybody.